Hello. Today we will provide an overview of fire safety rules in adult foster care family homes and small group homes with 6 residents or less. Let's get started. The Adult Foster Care Division regulates the administrative licensing rules pertaining to fire safety in family homes and small group homes with a capacity of 6 residents or less. This is done during the original licensing process, during routine renewal inspections, and in some cases during special investigations. It's important to note that the Bureau of Fire Services regulates the fire safety rules in adult foster care small group homes with 7 to 12 residents and for adult foster care large group homes. Fire safety rules in family homes and small group homes with a capacity of 6 or less residents are located in Part 7 and 8 of the Administrative Licensing Rules. Part 7 covers fire safety requirements for family homes and small group homes with 6 or less residents that were licensed after March 27, 1980, while Part 8 covers these requirements for homes licensed on or before March 27, 1980. This training will focus on Part 7, fire safety rules for family homes and small group homes with 6 or less residents that were licensed after March 27, 1980. The division provides fire safety inspection worksheets for family homes and small group homes with 6 or less residents. These helpful tools are made available to both adult foster care licensing consultants and providers. Consultants are expected to use these worksheets during on-site inspections to ensure facilities are in compliance with administrative licensing rules pertaining to fire safety. Providers can use these worksheets to assist in achieving and maintaining compliance and to prepare for on-site inspections. All occupied rooms must be constructed of standard 1 to 2 inch drywall or its equivalent. Occupied rooms means all rooms used in the home for activities of daily living, such as sleeping, dining, cooking, and recreation. This rule refers to construction, not to interior finish. Just like homes of conventional construction, mobile homes converted to adult foster care homes must comply with all fire safety requirements. Interior finishes must be at least Class C materials throughout the facility. Interior finish materials must be securely attached to or furred out not more than 1 inch from walls or ceilings that are drywall, plaster, masonry, or natural solid wood that are not less than 3/4 of an inch thick. The term throughout, as used in this requirement, means the entire home, including all rooms, basements, and attached garages. Any materials covering the basic interior construction, such as wood or vinyl paneling, ceiling tiles, or the like, must minimally meet the Class C classification. Documentation from the manufacturer's literature provided by the licensee may meet compliance with this requirement, or it may be stamped on the material. Wallpaper is permitted. If the applicant licensee is able to provide verification, the wallpaper meets Class C classification. The coating of paneling to achieve a Class C finish is prohibited for applicants, change of ownership, new construction, or conversions, since it is not possible to determine whether the coating was applied and maintained in a manner that would achieve a Class C rating. Interior finishes in existing licensed homes that have been coated with a fire-retardant coating and previously approved are acceptable. For those homes, licensees must be able to provide information as to what has been done to maintain the coating at each inspection. Generally, fire-retardant coatings do not maintain their effectiveness when washed or when brushed up against often. Fire-retardant coatings are to be reapplied on a routine basis as required by the manufacturer's specifications. It is strongly recommended licensees keep all documentation of interior finishes, class ratings, and fire-retardant finish materials used in the facility. Attaching of interior finish materials other than drywall, plaster, or natural solid wood that is not less than 3/4 of an inch thick directly to wall studs or to floor or ceiling joists is prohibited. Suspended ceilings constructed of a Class A material that is 1/4 inch or greater in thickness and are installed in accordance with manufacturer specifications are allowed. Only natural solid wood that is at least 3/4 of an inch, drywall or plaster, can be attached directly to wall studs or to floor or ceiling joists. The 3/4 of an inch requirement applies to natural wood. Special attention should be given to finished basements that may have been remodeled or constructed by the homeowner. The following materials must not be used as an interior finish in a facility unless they are at least Class C rated: asphalt paper, cork, cardboard, carpeting, even if treated with fire retardant, foam plastics, plastic materials, and other finish materials that contribute to the rapid spread of fire or give off dense smoke or toxic gases. A minimum of one 5-pound multi-purpose fire extinguisher or equivalent must be provided for use on each occupied floor and in the basement. Occupied floor means those areas of the home containing bedrooms, dining rooms, and recreation activity rooms occupied by residents or members of the household. Fire extinguishers must be present and operable. The licensee and direct care staff must know how to operate the extinguisher. Fire extinguishers must be examined and maintained as recommended by the manufacturer. A means of egress must be considered the entire way and method of passage through the facility and out an exit door to free and safe ground outside the facility, and must be arranged and maintained to provide free and unobstructed egress from all parts of the facility. A means of egress is an unobstructed passageway from anywhere in the building, leading to safe ground outside the building. Such obstacles may include trash containers in hallways, furniture which may protrude into a passageway, loose carpeting or floor tile, baby gates, locked doors, and other obvious hazards. An egress window is considered an emergency escape and is not an approved means of egress. Partial doorways, such as Dutch door arrangements or gates that are constructed for an open stairway, must not interfere with the pathway to the exit. One of the required exits can be through the garage, but only through a service door. The passageway through the garage itself is to be kept clear, even when the garage is used for storage of automobiles, lawn equipment, power tools, dog kennels, etc. Where basements are regularly utilized for resident activities, there must be 2 approved means of egress, one of which leads directly outside. A basement is defined as that floor or story of a home below the street floor that has more than 50% of its floor-to-ceiling dimension below grade for more than 50% of the perimeter of the home. When a basement is regularly used by residents for recreation, workshops, classes, watching TV, lounging, etc., the basement must have 2 acceptable ways out. Regular use does not include occasional entry by a resident to the basement for a short period of time to do laundry, to obtain something from storage, etc. Basements used in times of emergency and related drills by AFC residents does not constitute regular use and would not require 2 means of egress when used for those circumstances. One of the 2 means of egress may be an interior stairway that terminates on the floor above. The 2 means of egress are to be as far apart as feasibly possible. Doors that form a part of a required means of egress must be equipped with positive latching, non-locking against egress hardware, and have a width to allow for residents requiring wheelchairs or other devices to easily navigate through doorways. If a required means of egress passes through a garage, the door used must be a positive latching door equipped with non-locking against egress hardware. The rules do not prohibit the use of exterior sliding glass doors as a means of egress. However, sliding glass doors must be equipped with positive latching, non-locking against egress hardware. If unable to open the glass door with a single motion, the sliding glass door cannot be considered a means of egress. The door may not be secured by wedges, Charlie bars, key locking mechanisms, deadbolts, etc. This would also apply to exiting from a garage. The first floor of the facility must have not less than 2 separate and independent means of egress leading to the outside. Facilities that accommodate residents who regularly require wheelchairs must be equipped with ramps located at 2 approved means of egress from the first floor. Ramps constructed before the effective date of these rules, November 3, 2025, must not exceed 1 foot of rise and 12 feet of run. Ramps constructed on or after the effective date of these rules must comply with rule ending in 647, Subrule 10. A ramp is not required when an egress door is level with the walkway. At least one single battery-operated smoke alarm must be installed in the following locations: between the sleeping areas and the rest of the facility. In facilities with more than one sleeping area, a smoke alarm must be installed to protect each separate sleeping area and on each occupied floor, in the basement and in areas of the facility that contain flame or heat-producing equipment. A single-station smoke detector is an independent unit that is generally more effective when mounted on a ceiling. Such a unit requires no special wiring. It may be plugged into an ordinary AC outlet or may be battery-powered. Approved heat detectors may be installed in the kitchen and in other areas of the facility containing flame or heat-producing equipment in lieu of smoke alarms. A heat detector may be used in place of a smoke detector in areas of the home containing heat or flame-producing equipment, where dust particles and extreme temperature and humidity changes could interfere with a smoke detector's efficiency. Areas of the home where heat detectors could be installed include the kitchen, furnace room, garage, or in some cases, the bathroom. If heat detectors are used, they must be operable and in good working order. If batteries are used as a source of energy, the batteries must be replaced in accordance with the recommendations of the alarm equipment manufacturer. Smoke detectors must be tested and examined as recommended by the manufacturer. Detectors that are mounted on ceilings must be spaced 6 inches or more away from walls. Detectors that are mounted on walls must be between 6 and 12 inches away from the ceiling. A smoke detector must not be mounted where ventilation systems or other obstructions keep smoke away. According to rule ending in 727, Subrule 6, for new construction, conversions to an adult foster care facility and changes of adult foster care licensing type, approved smoke alarms must be installed in accordance with the requirements contained in the National Fire Protection Association's Life Safety Code, powered from the building's electrical system, and when activated, initiate an alarm that is audible in all sleeping rooms with the doors closed. Smoke alarms must be installed on all levels, including basements but excluding crawl spaces and unfinished attics. Additional smoke alarms must be installed in living rooms, dens, day rooms, and similar spaces. All new adult foster care applicants are required to install a smoke detection system into their building's electrical system. This sub-rule applies to homes that fall under new construction, conversion, change of category, or change of licensee. Any changes in licensee, regardless of whether the facility has been continuously licensed or not, is a conversion and requires the installation of the smoke detection system into the building's electrical system. For additions added to existing licensed homes, only the addition needs to meet the requirements of this rule. Battery-operated smoke detectors may remain in the existing portion of the home. Subrule 7 of this rule indicates that instead of the approved smoke alarms being powered by the facility's electrical service, per Subrule 6 of this rule, a wireless system in compliance with the National Fire Alarm and Signaling is accepted. The other requirements in Subrule 6 of this rule still apply. According to rule ending in 729, Subrule 1, heat must be provided by an approved central heating plant or a permanently installed electrical heating system that is approved by a nationally recognized testing laboratory that uses acceptable testing methods. An approved heating plant is defined as a central heating system that disperses heat throughout the building via pipes or ducts. This central heating system can be fueled by oil, gas, electricity, or solid fuel. Subrule 2 of this rule indicates that a furnace, water heater, heating appliances, pipes, wood-burning stoves and furnaces, and other flame or heat-producing equipment must be installed in a fixed or permanent manner, and in accordance with a manufacturer's instructions and maintained in a safe condition. Clothes dryers must be properly vented to the outside using permanent metal ductwork. Applicants and licensees must replace any plastic or metal foil accordion-type ducting material on dryers, as plastic is not approved for dryer use. Some metal foil ducts may not be approved either. Applicants and licensees must replace these ducts with rigid ducts or corrugated semi-rigid metal ducts. Most dryer manufacturers specify the use of a rigid or corrugated semi-rigid metal duct, which provides maximum airflow. Flexible plastic ducts are flammable, and they, along with foil-type accordion ducts, more easily trap lint and are more susceptible to kinks and crushing, which greatly reduces or obstructs the dryer air discharge. Where conditions indicate a need for inspection, heat-producing equipment must be inspected by a qualified inspection service. A copy of the written approval from the qualified inspection service must be submitted to the department on request. If there is reason to believe there may be a problem with the heating equipment, an inspection by a licensed HVAC technician and/or certified chimney sweep must be obtained. The licensee must be able to demonstrate chimney safety has been maintained. Frequency of chimney cleaning is dependent on the frequency of use. Fireplaces of masonry construction or factory-built fireplaces will be acceptable as a means of supplemental heat only if they are equipped with an approved spark screen or glass shield. The installation or construction or use of fireplaces in sleeping areas or hazardous areas will not be approved. A fireplace is generally defined as a unit composed of a hearth, a fire chamber or similar prepared place, and a chimney. Subrule 4 of this rule indicates that portable heating units are allowed if they are underwriters. Laboratories listed and equipped with a tip-over sensor and a temperature overheat sensor. Portable heating units must not be plugged into an extension cord or power strip and must be used in accordance with manufacturers' recommendations and guidelines. Documentation showing compliance with these requirements must be maintained at the facility and available for inspection. When determining if use and placement of a portable heating unit is appropriate, the resident population served and ensuring their safety must be taken into account. The use of heating blankets and heated mattresses is prohibited. If the heating plant is in the basement, floor separation made from standard building material must be created either at the top of the stairs leading to the basement or at the bottom of the stairs leading to the basement. Floor separation must include at least a 1 3/4 inch solid core wood door or equivalent, equipped with an automatic self-closing device. Heating plants and other flame-producing equipment located on the same level as the residence must be enclosed in a room that is constructed of material that has a 1-hour fire resistance rating, as well as a door made of 1 3/4 inch solid core wood. The door must be hung in a fully stopped wood or steel frame and must be equipped with an automatic self-closing device and positive latching hardware. A permanent outside vent that cannot be closed must be incorporated in the design of heating plant rooms so that adequate air for proper combustion is assured. Combustible materials must not be stored in rooms that contain heating equipment, water heaters, incinerators, or other flame-producing equipment. Combustible materials refer to those materials which catch fire, burn, or smolder when subjected to various degrees of heat. Such materials would include, but are not limited to, flammable liquids, paper, cloth, wood, plastic, vinyl, and leather. Storage of combustibles is not permitted in 1-hour rated enclosures. If there is no heat plant enclosure, and the heat plant and/or flame-producing water heater is in an open area in the basement, then any storage of combustible materials must be located as far away from the units as possible, but no closer than 4 feet to that heating unit or water heater. Thank you for watching our short video training on the fire safety rules in family homes and small group homes with 6 residents or less, licensed after March 27, 1980. We hope to see you soon.